Hello, loves. Hello. Okay, first off, let's do the introduction, okay? Because I'm real bad about that. I go to just getting deep into it and all of that, and don't even be done told y'all who I am. For those of you that are here for the first time, my name is Kim. This channel is called Be Youthfully You. Be Youthfully You is basically my version of what it is that I needed in order to become my best self. As a Mrs. A Mom and a Mimi, I have grown through different stages in my life. So, and at this point now, I'm in a phase of life where I can be me. I can be who I am, what I am, doing what I want to do, and not have to really worry about anybody else for the most part. I'm going to always be my husband's wife. I'm going to always be my children's mother. And at this point, I'm going to always be a grandmother because that's the phase of life that I'm in. However, I still get to be me in all of those things. So that is basically what Be Youthfully You is all about. Knowing that person that you are or have a desire to be and becoming that person, giving yourself permission to, honey, to just be. So today I wanted to sit down and record a conversation. I'm in my caftan, so we'll talk about that later. But I wanted to sit down and just kind of talk about what life has been giving me recently. It's just been a really odd energy. Everything from work to home life, nothing terrible has been happening, I would say, directly to me, but just lots of energy and movement and things around me, if that makes sense. It's just been, I'm a person that pays close attention, right? So I'm a Virgo. So that's always my thing. That's my disclaimer in all things. And I have just really been paying so much attention to everything that's been going on in my life and to those that are in my life, right? So the way things have been moving, normally, like these things would have me like journaling like crazy. Like literally, I would need to purge my thoughts, get it all out, because I would need to do something with these thoughts. So I've said in the past, I'm a person, I try to make sure that I put something positive in every morning. So like I get up, I have a motivational channel that I listen to every morning. I got to get into the link in it below thing, y'all. So just give me a minute. But it's actually a channel that the very famous, infamous, should I say, Denzel Washington is speaking. And the word, I don't know if y'all ever knew this or not. Some of y'all may listen to this channel, but he ministers on this station every day, on this channel every day. And when I tell you, I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it and adore it. And it's not preachy or finger pointing or anything like that. It is just the word of God and what thus saith the Lord. And that is exactly what I need. I've always been that person. I don't know if my heater is giving, if y'all hear it in the background, but if you do, that's my bad. But for some reason, it's like 70 degrees here in Atlanta, and it's August. And it's just this one room in my house. Like, this is my office at home, and there's all kinds of things that's going on in here. But this is where I come in every evening and kind of decompress so that I don't put this kind of energy in my bedroom. So, but I have a heater that I keep under my desk here. So, yeah, there's that. But I'm hoping that the audio is good. If not, we'll work on it. I'll see what it sounds like later, and I'll know what I need to do next time and going forward. But I want to just, kind of sidebar. I want to get used to being able to come in and put these thoughts to video and go ahead and press record and put the word, put a word out there and kind of get myself in rotation of actually filming and recording, because anxiety is a beast. But I'm determined to put her in a fishbowl, honey, where she belongs. And I promise you, the bowl is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. However, I digress on that. But again, I try to listen to something really positive every morning. And I take and I let that kind of give me, kind of feed my soul, kind of feed my spirit. Just thinking about God, thinking about God's goodness, thinking about my journey, where it is I am, how this word applies to me, and where I am in my life. And every day, I promise you, I get something positive. I get something good. And it really helps me, especially when it comes down to dealing with things at work and, different things that are going on at work and stuff like that. It just helps me tremendously. It calms my spirit, if you will, so that the anxiety doesn't rise up and, take my thoughts into another place where I'm trying to predict what's going to happen with something, because anxiety is nothing but your brain trying to figure out the outcome of something. And because of the fact I'm not a mind reader, and it's not my job to predict, what's going to happen next or what's going to happen even later on in the day. Just to go along the day, I plan my day accordingly, and I allow God to just kind of lead me during the day. Regardless to what it is, how it is, or who it is, I want to stay in the place that I'm supposed to be in. I want to stay in that place where I'm not allowing the actions and emotions of others to control me and what it is that I'm doing. And that's not always the easiest thing. However, again, what I feed my soul in the morning, what I put in the morning, I promise you, it helps tremendously, because it sets the tone for my spirit for the day. And because of the fact that I'm sincere about what it is I'm putting in. See, it's not a thing of I'm on the phone with somebody having another conversation and I got something playing. No, I tune out everything else. I turn the radio off in the car. Yes, I still listen to the radio. There's that. But I turn the radio off. I'm not listening to anything but this word. And I really want to just focus on getting to work and getting my day started in as positive a way as possible. That is what is the most important to me. I want to be able to be as calm as possible. I am a woman of a certain age. I am 57. And, at this point in life, menopause can be a beast. But it's just the way God wrote it. But what I also try to do is in taking control of my emotions, I can take control of my actions. I give myself grace. I give myself grace, but I also don't take advantage of that grace. A lot of times, giving ourselves grace looks different. I'll just say to a lot of different people. It doesn't mean to give yourself permission to just do and say anything to anybody. And also to not, if that does happen, to not always feel like, okay, well, I apologize and that's just it, I'll go on. No, to know better is to do better. So the thing is, for me, is to just say, okay, cool. This happened. This is what's going on right now. This is kind of what it is that we're dealing with. So guess what? We know that we need to do better. So let's feel what we're feeling in this moment, but let's think before we speak. Let's think before we act. I've really worked hard all my life, and it's because of the fact that I was raised by a mother that was a reactor. I mean, she was she was one of them people that, you just at any given time, you might better duck and cover. The way that her words could come out. And she was raised by a woman that was the same way. The way that her words could come out, baby. When I tell you them words would hit worse, you would probably actually prefer to take a lick, than to have to be hit with them words, what it is they had to say. They were those kind of women. And they could articulate, baby. And I'm talking about give it to you in such a way, you be like, wait a minute. You start questioning your own existence, So it will be that kind of thing. My heat gonna be going off and on, y'all. So that's kind of what we got right now. But stay with me. So I want to be sure, again, like I said, that I keep me in check. I keep myself, I keep my emotions in check. I keep my thoughts in check. I know that I need to be doing what it is I need to be doing for me. I need to make sure that I got a grip and a hold on me, because I'm only responsible for me. and what it is that I do and the things that I say and the thoughts that I have, the places I go, you know, the people that I talk to, the people that I allow to get to me. They can't get to me if I don't let them. I don't care how many times they knock. You know, I don't care how many times they stand at the door, try to beat the door down. But until I open the door to let them in, emotionally and mentally, you're not going to get to me. You're not. And some people really, because of the fact of whatever it is that they may have going on in their life, they want to inflict their energy off on you. They will come and drop that negative energy off right at your door. Right at your door. And all they doing is just waiting. They just want to see how you going to react. Because they want to pull you in. They want to pull you in, you know. And if you allow that, then they get to you and then they win, you know. So I had to really learn to get control over my emotions and to not be a reactor, you know. I had to learn to say, okay, you know what? No, whatever your problems are, whatever it is you got going on, it has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with me. And I learned to take that same practice out into just the regular world with me every day, because guess what? Even if you go in the grocery store, you go into Walmart, you go into just anywhere, you know, you could be getting gas. But because somebody else got something going on with them, now they're going to come and make that. If you have to interact with that person in any way, then you look up and their problem has become your problem. Why? You just got here. You just got here. But whatever they have going on has already been going on the entire time. It's been going on the entire time, or at least before you got there. And now that problem has become your problem, because now this person is going to try to swing on you, you know, like metaphorically. But whatever it is they got going on, you know. But if I keep my spirit calmer and I don't allow anybody's energy to infiltrate within my soul, because I'm very, very serious about my soul. I don't play about my spirit. If somebody knows that they can get to you, I promise they're going to do everything they can, because they're unhappy. So let me bring my chaos to where you live. You know, let me bring my hell to your heaven. And when I tell you, baby, I got a trash can that I keep outside. A couple of them. You can leave that out there. Okay? You can leave that right out there, because we're not doing that in here. Even in my home, when I tell you there's a spirit of calm in my home, this is my place of peace. And when I tell you, mother does not play about her place of peace, no ma'am. That's a hell no, Ghost Rider. Okay? I'm just going to go on and say that. What it is, the place of peace that I work hard to create for myself and my husband and my puppy. The place of peace that I work hard to create for us is, when I tell you, will not be disturbed. It's a permanent do not disturb sign on my front door. Matter of fact, I believe it's probably on the mailbox, because I don't play. Once you come over the threshold, no ma'am, not in here, you're not. And if you come in here and your energy ain't right, you're going to be real uncomfortable. You're going to be real uncomfortable, because it's just not what we do here. It's not what we do here. But I said all of that to say that I start my day how I want to end my day. I'm not going to say that my day always ends in the most calm way, but I still try to make sure that I channel, if that makes sense. I try to channel what it is I want to feel. You know, my husband and I usually always talk on the way home, and I sit with my thoughts. I try to get everything out, anything that's really bothered me or has been perplexing to me, if you will. I try to sit with it on the way home, so that by the time I get home, I done left it on the road. If my husband is busy, I'm going to say still 98% of the time we always talk on the way home. But we are actually still each other's calm, you know. Sometimes when he's having that kind of day, he's like, I just need to hear your voice, honey. I just need to hear your voice. And for me, it's the same thing with him. It's like just having that person that I can talk to, and that can just be that calm, you know. They can just kind of let you just bounce off and just get out, whatever it is you need to get out, you know. And for some of us, it may be a good friend. It may be a parent, a sibling, a family member. It could be any of those things, but we all kind of need that person where you can just kind of just, I need to get this out. I just need to get it out, get it off of me, get it over with, and then I can move on about, the rest of my evening, But I again, like I said, I wanted to just pop in just to kind of talk about like the energy that I've been having, what I've been experiencing the past, honestly, the past few days, and it's only Tuesday. It's only Tuesday. But it's good to be able to just talk about it, feel your feelings. Like I said, especially at this phase in my life, I've had to carry a lot, at this age. But to be able to release it and to be comfortable in releasing it is good. So this is, again, just kind of what we do here. So this is just a conversation that you're having with Kim. It's just a conversation. We're just talking. We're just talking. Whether you're, like I said, in your 50s, or older or younger, sometimes you just need, like I said, you just need to be able to get it out. So this is what we do here. This is what we do. I'm working on backdrops, backgrounds, and settings, and all of that stuff like that. But right now, we're just navigating our way through. I'm not going to stress myself on trying to make everything so perfect. So honestly, there's no telling what you get live to see in the background sometimes. I think I got another video where I posted on here where I was going through a lot of things in here in my office, and it was just a big pile of stuff behind me, and I was like, oh, this background is not going to be good. And I was like, you know what? God just told me, like, no, post the video. Just sit down, make the video, and let that be that. Stop trying, because this is what that was what I was feeling in that moment. Like right then, it was like chaos, So that's kind of what I was feeling, and I had just come back from a walk on that particular day. But like I said, we're a work in progress. We're a work in progress, and there's just no telling what it is you're liable to see. But either way, it's all good, because we're gonna sit and we're gonna talk about some things. We're gonna talk about things. But again, it's conversation. We're just talking. But I wanted to share, and just get your thoughts on that. Comment down below. How have your days been going? Whether you're navigating your teens, your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, or older, or 60s, 70s, whatever it is. Wherever this video finds you, I pray that it is helpful to you. I pray that you can receive it from a place of, you know what? I'm not the only person that's going through this. I pray that I can always be of service, and I can be of service to help someone who just needs to hear, that word, that you feel like, hey, sometimes I just need a listening ear, Let's talk about it in the comments. Let's talk about it in the comments below. I don't care if you're finding this video, you'll be finding this video 5 years from now, when I will have a plethora of content on my channel that still this video serves you on that day, in that moment, in that hour. It can still help you, and that you can just type in the comments below, you know what, Kim? It just feels so good to feel like somebody else is with me on this journey. I'm not the only one. I'm not alone. But be that as it may, we'll go ahead and bring this conversation to a close. I would love for you to like, comment, and subscribe. Do all those wonderful things that the YouTubers tell you to do. And I pray that you are having as good a day as you can, getting through it. That's it. We just got to get through it. Let's just start with getting through it. Okay? Take what you need. Leave the rest. This is not to be dissected. It's just processing. It's processing. And every day, we're loading. Push the start button, honey. I'm going to go ahead and log off. I'm going to sign off, or whatever it is that I feel I need to be doing today, because I got some other stuff I need to do, y'all. So Again, I will talk to y'all later. I want you to continue to let life love you. I'll talk to y'all soon.